How much rain? This is how much rain.
A lot of rain.
Yes, blame it on the rain because that is all it is this morning. Lots of it. Here at 6 o'clock, thanks for waking up with us on Sunrise here on your Wednesday, wet Wednesday all around. So thanks for being with us. I'm Julia along with Lindsay and Matt, who is in for Julia. And I would say we're okay seeing this heavy this morning because we got so lucky over a long holiday weekend.
That's right. And Lindsay, you were saying it's going to kind of impact everyone. In fact, we just heard thunder over the studio here just a few minutes ago. So looks like everyone's being impacted this morning.
And this is all with a boundary that's going to swivel north and then it's going to swivel back south. So if you missed out on this in southern Indiana, don't worry, it's going to fire back up later today. So let's talk about where it is currently, and that is now lifting north of the I-70 corridor. So this is a look at basically area wide where we're seeing some brief heavy downpours, some embedded lightning as well. This goes all the way over to the state line, now encompassing central portions of Vermilion County into Park County, northern portions of Putnam County, and now Hendricks County, really getting it with some heavier downpours and some frequent lightning located there. We're now also seeing a secondary pocket of some heavy rain move just across the I-74 corridor, central Shelby County, and then across the very southeastern quadrant there of Marion County. So pretty active across the area right now. Again, this is all lifting off to the north for us this morning, but this front's going to get shoved back south later today. So while most of the afternoon hours we're going to be focusing along and north of I-70, this evening we're going to be focusing basically south of I-70 as this cold front to our north becomes that dominant weather feature for today, and that pushes that rain chance a little farther to the south. So rain gear ready for today. Temperatures will likely hold steady here in the 70s with some off and on showers. Low severe threat. Do see a chance of some lightning embedded within some of these thunderstorms, though. We'll get you updated on the rain timeline for today, as well as some big time improvements headed our way started tomorrow. But first, we got to get you out to the traffic center. Do have a new crash to let you know about on the city's west side. 6:02 now, and this is going to be along I-70 out near the airport. So as you can see, kind of at the top center of your screen, we've got some flashing lights located right here. This is going to be I-70 in the westbound direction as you're kind of approaching those airport exit ramps near Ameriplex Parkway and Reagan Parkway. So I'm not exactly sure how many lanes this is currently blocking right now, but we are watching our traffic camera in the opposite direction to see how big that backup is going to grow. It is not quite yet to those I-70 ramps, which is a good thing because that would be a very big stretch of interstate. However, just kind of wanted to show you and paint the picture of what is going on our radar picture as well. So this is where the crash is located out here along I-70 in the westbound direction. We'll keep an eye on those backups and delays as well as how that rain is impacting our commute across the area this morning.
All right, Lindsay, thank you. Well, we know this morning police are revealing 2 shootings from over the weekend were stemming from domestic violence.
Yeah, now experts and advocates say situations like this tend to rise during the holidays. Our Anna Chalker is live this morning with more on what they're saying and what you should look out for if you suspect someone needs help. Good morning, Anna.
Good morning, you two. They say it's really a mixture of a few things. One of those being when people spend more time together at the holidays and things are bottled up, or when the victim or someone who wants to help the victim calls police to get that help. So the first shooting we're covering this morning, it happened on Indy's far east side. That's when they say the victim, Zeshawn Davis, called in a domestic disturbance, worried about his girlfriend's safety. Police say she was with her ex-boyfriend, and when Davis got to them, the ex shot and killed him. Police then arrested the former boyfriend. And a senior director at Coburn Place says it's important for friends and family to recognize the signs of domestic violence, whether that victim is still in that relationship or not.
Biggest sign is isolation and controlling. So they really want you to be isolated because they know that although you might not see the signs because a lot of times you're in love or you can't see it, your family and friends can see it.
Now, this advice also includes not pressing someone to open up if they do not feel comfortable about it, just giving them the time and really being patient with them, allowing them to release what is going on. on their own pace. Now, another shooting, like you said, there were 2 that happened this weekend that stemmed from that domestic violence, happened on Monday afternoon in Hendricks County, when police say a woman was killed by her husband and then he was shot and killed by police. So coming up, we're going to share how the business she co-owned is now remembering and paying tribute to her.
Just so careless and unnecessary. Anna, thank you.
The time is now 6:05. Happening today, a 21-year-old is expected in court for his alleged role in a deadly triple shooting in Muncie.
The shooting left 1 woman dead and 2 men injured. Rylan Davis is now facing 10 charges, including murder, attempted murder, and kidnapping. He's accused of shooting and killing 23-year-old Cheyenne Rains, then shooting 2 men who stepped in and tried to help.
His initial hearing is set for 9 o'clock this morning, and 13 News will have crews in that courtroom. We'll bring you the latest updates as soon as we learn more. A repeat drunk driver who has already been convicted of killing a woman on a bike in New Palestine will be sentenced in a separate case today. Last year, Timothy Hughes was arrested twice in 2 months in 2 different counties for drunk driving. This is video from February in Henry County when he was sentenced to 4 years in prison. Now he's expected to get the same sentence today, this time in Hamilton County. You may remember he was released from prison back in 2020 for a deadly crash in Hancock County that happened in 2015.
And in Hancock County there, a man charged with driving drunk and killing a woman is expected to plead guilty today. Alexander Ray was allegedly driving a car detailing client's Mustang last July without permission. When he hit the car, 76-year-old Linda Hargrove was driving. She died instantly. Ray is charged with 4 counts, including driving while intoxicated and causing death and reckless homicide. Well, this evening, the Ethics Committee here in Indianapolis will hear a proposal that would take some public officials' home addresses offline.
And right now, city county councilors are must disclose their addresses, making it accessible for people to find. But after one scary situation recently with one councilor, some are rethinking the idea. Our Marina Silva is live this morning with the story. And Marina, really, what's sparking this?
Well, Matthew, this proposal comes after a shooting at City County Councilor Ron Gibson's home back in April. Now, his home was shot at dozens of times, and a note was left that says no data center. Now, this happened overnight with his child inside. The suspect also allegedly left a note that said no data center. Councilor Gibson told me before the shooting he would have been against the idea, but now his stance is different.
Since the political violence on my home, I think I've had second thoughts about that. It's a pretty scary ordeal for such a thing to happen at your home with a family, and I think it's time for us to really think about how much public information we put out there.
Now, Councilor Gibson told me he still receives threats and he sent them to the FBI and police. Now, as for the shooting at that home, it remains unsolved. Now, Gibson says he believes his colleagues will pass this to the full council, but not everybody is all for this. So coming up at 6:30, I'm telling you another viewpoint from another councilor about the proposal ahead of this meeting tonight at 5:30. Back to you guys.
All right. Thanks, Marina. We'll see you soon.
Well, let's get over to Lindsay. We can hear the heavy rain right now.
Yeah, it has arrived here in central Indiana, and we're going to continue to see this over the next several hours. Boundary is going to kind of stall out just north of us over the next several hours into the early afternoon, and then it's going to start to swivel back south. So those of you south of I-70, not quite done with the rain just yet today. This will exit later tonight. We'll talk about a quieter pattern setting up for the rest of the week.
All right, thank you. And what started with 5 people running in a Lawrence Park up a hill has grown into a movement in the city. But now the group has to move locations. We'll tell you why the Hill 317 has to find a new workout site.
And several people still missing this morning after a deadly chemical explosion in Washington. What first responders are saying about the chances of finding any survivors.